All right, the Fantasy Playoffs MVP. Obviously, the qualifier here is weeks 15 to 17. You lunatics that play week 18, not included here. The nominees are Jared Goff, QB1 during the Fantasy Playoffs, 30.7 points per game. Jaden Daniels, QB2 at 30 points per game. Brian Thomas Jr. was the number one wide receiver during the Fantasy Playoffs, averaging over 28 points per game. Jahmyr Gibbs was RB1, averaging 26.7 points per game. And not Jamar Chase, but his teammate T. Higgins had 26.6 points per game as wide receiver 2 during the playoffs. A couple honorable mentions there, Matthew. Of course, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, a lot of these guys led their teams to titles, including Jane Daniels, who led me to one. Mike Evans, also on my team, by the way, no big deal, just saying.
Oh, speaking of that fan vote.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs gets 62. I mean, like, it's weird because we said weeks 15 through 17. Gibbs was awesome down the stretch. He was the number one running back in fantasy during that stretch, but of course that week 18 game, just absolutely bonkers. So let's see who the Peacocky goes to.
Arguably the most prestigious Peacocky.
Yeah, it's when it matters most.
Yeah, when it matters. When it matters most. Lawrence Jackson, do the honors.
Let's see.
When it matters most.
Playoff MVP. So something got me feeling like it's going to be a lot like the fan vote, and it is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Sonic.
Yes.
Sonic.
Great job by Sonic.
We got a Sonic hat back there. Go ahead and throw that on, Matthew, to show your support. Oh, he brings out Knuckles instead. Knuckles did not get fantasy MVP. In fact, he was watching.
Are you sure that's Knuckles? Oh, yeah, that is Knuckles.
This
there
is
you go.
Knuckles.
That's Sonic.
I'm not going to put this on, but shout out to Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. I'm not up on my Sonic and Knuckles lore,
okay.
but Jahmyr Gibbs was the only non-quarterback to score 25 or more fantasy points in every single playoff game. All three of them. He also scored again 46 fantasy points in Week 18 for you heathens that play in the last week of the season. But there you go. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Knuckles. You're back here. All right. But there you go. There's Sonic. We couldn't spring for a Sonic doll. Look what happened there.
We got the hat.
We got the hat, but it's not the same.
That's okay.
All right, the final category that we don't know what it is. But
Okay.
let's see.
Poor Steven. Steven ran his ass off. Like, running a marathon is hard. I can't even contemplate running a marathon. I fell asleep on the couch in the third quarter last night.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right, you know? Now, I woke up in time to see the fourth. But my point is that Steven went out there and did something really healthy. He accomplished a goal. And what do? We crapped all over it.
Yep. Now, to be fair, I go the other way. I'm told Steven didn't even win the marathon. He didn't even come
This
first.
is true.
That was a
Why don't we
participation
celebrate?
medal.
Yeah, it was a participation medal. You get them when you're in second grade.
And you said, hey, no, just as we all drew it up as if no one saw this coming. Oh, somebody saw this coming. Pete, do you have the clip from Fantasy Football pregame? I brought receipts.
That was,
You don't?
That was not in the
What do you mean
run-
you don't?
That was
The
not.
hell?
It was not in the rundown.
We talked about this.
No, he didn't.
Absolutely.
I love asking for something that's nowhere in the rundown.
Well, it's whatever. The fact of the matter is I said it. That's fine. That's fine. Just pretend this is me in my Sunday morning outfit.
Hey, Pete, can you roll the clip from 2012 where Matthew declared Arian Foster?
Yeah,
Can we just roll that?
Yeah.
Bar
Lot of
trivia
debate.
standings.
Got
Lot
some
of
work to
debate.
do,
The asterisk.
fellas. Work to do.
I almost put that into my airing of grievances because I think that Bo Nix scored more fantasy points than Anthony Richardson. It was scored the other way because there's a discrepancy about what scoring system we use to do this. So that's an asterisk. I should have another.
the asterisk is-
What
Not
y'all
being
don't
crybaby.
see on the screen is our researcher Big Show playing the violin for Matthew there. So
Matthew's
shout out
still,
to Big Show.
Bad night at the hotel
I
last
heard you
night.
dealt with some light motion sensors that woke you up.
This hotel.
No orange slices at the hotel?
Yeah, no orange lights at the hotel. For some reason, lights that went on, motion light, and I turned them all off because while I was writing, like they would go out. I'd be like just sitting there typing, and the lights would just suddenly go out, and I'd have to like get up and do that. Lights are
Visualizing
playing.
this makes me so happy.
Yeah, it really is a joy.
Oh, it was awful.
The idea of you
It was
swearing
absolutely, absolutely awful. Word to the NBC ad sales folks. If you guys can find out, from off the air what hotel I stayed in, I will never do a live read for this show. Now, do not bother selling it. Do not bother selling it. or make a deal with Jay, because I will never. Yeah.
I have nothing against this place.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm
Not
for this
yet.
place.
You know what? I'm gonna
commission you for
tell you what I'm gonna do. I will pay for you. I will buy a night there. It's that miserable experience. I want you and your wife to.
He has 3 young
to enjoy
kids. You think that's good? Lights
Everything's
are
an
gonna phase in?
upgrade. Everything's an upgrade. I love light motion sensors at 5 a.m. being the worst thing about my sleep.
Guy, they were doing construction starting at 8:30.
Nothing to him. Unfazed.
Place is a blank hole. Oh, it's a blank hole.
Most thrown under the bus. The nominees are producer Steven, backup producer Pete,
Yeah.
Big Show, our show researcher, or the Greenwich Hotel.
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought this category was going to be best Matthew Tan.
By the way, it was the Hyatt. I don't care anymore. It was the Hyatt. I don't even care anymore. Listen, hearing me complain about that, it brings me back to that night.
Yeah, it's bad.
I just remember it's literally the worst hotel I've ever stayed in my life.
I'm shocked that Acrisure Stadium didn't make it on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, that
Acrisure
was
Stadium
the
should
that
have
was-
made it on that.
that was funny.
I have a
I'll
bone to
never
pick
forget
with
that.
the committee there. Yeah, absolutely, it absolutely should have.
Well, let's get the
Let's get the
official
Peacocky. Let's see who won that one. Who do you guys think?
I hope it's producer Pete.
I feel like
it's
backup
'cause-
producer
yeah.
Pete. I feel like took more shots at him than anyone else.
I would love to do the honors
All
of
right,
this
yes,
one.
there you go, Connor. You occasionally get thrown under the bus.
Yep. Most thrown under the bus, the prestigious award goes to third string backup
Yes.
producer Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
And looky, here he is.
He's actually here.
Wow.
He's here.
Oh, yes. There he is. Congratulations, Pete. Yeah.
Yes.
You get the handshakes.
Here, you get a Sonic hat. Yeah, to replace your Giants hat.
And we have that sound, right, Steven? We have that sound. No,
Oh, no sound.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so what are you going to do?
Okay.
But thank you. Do you have any acceptance speech? Backup producer Pete, you can speak in my chest here.
No. I'll just pawn off this hat to make up for the salary I've lost after you throw me under the bus so many times.
That's fine.
All right.
By the way,
We're
I
taking our
believe the
last
hat
break.
costs about what we pay you here
Last
at
call.
NBC Sports. All right. Backup producer Pete.
F you, you're cool. I'm out.
Best bets coming up. Early line alert.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.